Welcome to On the Docket, where we bring you the latest in West Michigan crime and court. I'm Cali Lichter. Now let's take a look at what's on the docket. Our first story this week is out of Ottawa County, where a Holland mother remains in the Ottawa County Jail after Holland police say she killed her son in their apartment on February 21st. Now, the Holland Department of Public Safety responded to the home early that morning after 39-year-old Katie Lee called 911, where she told dispatch she needed help to stop her son from breathing. Lee appeared for her virtual arraignment hearing in Holland's 58th District Court earlier this week, where she was denied bond. She had family members in the courtroom who did not want to talk to 13 on your side, but one of the family members told Lee she loved her before she was taken out of the courtroom. The mom accused of killing her son at their Holland apartment last week appeared virtually in front of a judge Monday. Detectives say Katie Lee killed her son because she says he asked her to. Court documents say Lee called police Friday morning telling dispatch she couldn't get her son to stop breathing because he did not want to turn 18 on February 22nd. Police then say Lee admitted on the call she and her son tried to overdose on medication together the day before, with Lee admitting to police she cut her son in his throat and his arms Thursday evening after he passed out. When police arrived to their Bay Point apartment, Lee answered the door with a large, bloody kitchen knife. Holland officers say they drew their guns, but Lee would not drop the knife. A sergeant tried to use his taser, but it was unsuccessful. Eventually, detectives say Lee threw her knife into the hallway. When she tried to get the knife back, officers successfully used their tasers to take her into custody. Once police were in the apartment, they found her 17-year-old son dead in his bed with a substantial amount of blood around his head area. While in custody, detectives say Lee admitted she wanted the officers to kill her so she could be with her son. In court, Judge Bradley Knoll denied Lee bond.
Given the nature of the charge, which raises a high risk of flight as well as public safety concerns that the court has,
and set her next court appearance for next week. Through the Freedom of Information Act, or a FOIA, 13 on your side was able to obtain that nearly 8-minute 911 call that Lee placed that morning. We are about to play parts of the 911 call, but we would like to warn that this video does contain descriptions of violence and suicide.
Okay, what's going on?
My son won't stop breathing.
He won't stop what?
Breathing?
He won't stop breathing?
Right.
Okay. Like, is he, like, breathing too fast?
We were going to leave yesterday, and it got way out of hand. And I couldn't get him to stop breathing like he made me promise to do.
Okay, so is he asking you to, like, kill him? I don't understand.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing for a while. And I can't get him to stop breathing.
Okay, hang on one second here. How old is your son?
He is going to be 18 tomorrow, but he didn't want to turn 18.
Is your son awake?
No, he's just not stopping breathing.
Okay, can you get in a separate room from him?
I am.
Okay. Are there any weapons in the home?
I used a knife.
Okay, where did you cut him?
It got out of hand.
Okay, what happened?
It was supposed to just be easy, and he was just going to go to sleep. And it didn't work. And he kept telling me not to let him go to the hospital.
Okay. Has anyone been drinking at all tonight?
I did not, but I...
Did he?
No, we took medicine.
Well, how much medicine? How much medicine did you guys take?
A lot.
Okay, what
We
did
don't
you
want to
take?
be here anymore. We don't want to be here anymore. We're done.
Okay. How much medicine did you take? What did you take?
All different stuff.
Was it like medications or like drugs?
Medications.
Okay. Oh, and you said he is 17. Tomorrow's his 18th birthday.
Yeah, he didn't want to turn 18. I was going to wait until he turned 18. But he didn't want to turn 18.
I
didn't do this out of hatred. It was out of love.
Okay.
The world is not going to be okay for him.
When you last saw your son, how many cuts did he have on him? Where did you cut him?
It was only supposed to be one.
Okay, it was supposed to be
And
one,
then
but how many are
it
there?
didn't work. So there's 3.
Okay, where did you cut him?
They'll see.
Okay, no, but I need to know for everyone that's coming.
You wanted me to.
Okay, but where did it happen at? Where did you cut him at?
In his bed.
Okay, where on his body?
On the arteries.
On where?
On his throat. And his arm.
Both arms?
Just one.
One arm?
He didn't feel anything.
Okay. Did he pass out before you cut him?
Yes.
Okay, was that due to the medications?
Yes.
Okay, can you
I
tell
had
me
to
what
make sure he was
medications that
gone.
Okay, can you tell me what medications that you guys took?
Gabapentin, Tylenol PMs, and just some others. I had hydroxyzine.
Okay. Do you know how much you guys took?
No,
No? Okay.
the police officers are here.
Okay, yep, I want you to keep your phone, only your phone in your hand, Katie. Nothing else. Katie? Katie?
You can listen to that full 911 call on our website right now, 13onyourside.com. And now to Ottawa County, a former fire captain in that county will be sentenced next month after an investigation by the FBI led prosecutors to charge him with multiple counts of possession and distribution of child porn. Todd Acherhoff pled in Ottawa's 20th Circuit Court, but we cannot confirm what the plea is at this time. Ottawa County Sheriff's deputies became involved in the case in May 2024 after being notified of an ongoing investigation by the FBI's West Michigan-based Child Exploitation Task Force. According to court documents, Acherhoff was allegedly grooming a family member for over a year, eventually assaulting them. The FBI says it discovered Acherhoff's activity on an online forum where he allegedly contacted an undercover FBI agent and described the types of abuse he was doing to his family member. Over the course of several days and several different threads, Acherhoff allegedly sent the undercover agent pictures and videos of child pornography. The FBI later requested a search warrant for Acherhoff's person and premises, where they discovered 15 child sexually abusive material videos, which included children as young as infants. On Acherhoff's phone, through a search warrant, a transcript of court proceedings detail. Acherhoff will be sentenced on March 28th in Ottawa County Circuit Court in Grand Haven. And now to Kent County, a man is facing several charges, including open murder for a deadly shooting in Alpine Township last weekend. Kent County Sheriff deputies responded to a domestic call on Saturday, February 22nd, which also included reports of gunshots in the 4500 block of Tabor Road Northwest. Kent County Undersheriff Brian Muir says the call came in around 2:30 a.m. Court documents say Gilberto Hernandez, who appeared in court on Monday, February 24th, allegedly shot and killed 56-year-old Norma Ramirez Perez and injured her 2 adult daughters. Documents say Hernandez was dating one of the daughters and was her, quote, live-in boyfriend. After an argument, the documents say Hernandez shot them with a pistol after an argument, trying to shoot a 4th person, but the pistol malfunctioned. He then drove away in his girlfriend's truck, but was caught around 7 a.m. that morning in Coloma, Michigan, the documents say. Mendez is now facing 11 charges, including open murder, attempted homicide, and multiple weapons offenses. This is just one of the many cases of escalated domestic violence West Michigan has seen in the past month, and Muir says there are resources to help.
We've had a rash of serious domestic-related violence occurring here in West Michigan. We just reach out to the community there to make sure that they know there's resources available to them to reach out to, and that if you're not affected by a domestic relationship, but you have a loved one that may, reach out to those same resources and make sure that you pull your loved one aside, let them know that you're seeing some tendencies or trends that would lead them to believe they're in a relationship that may not be safe for them, and seek the help that they need.
2 of the victims remain in the hospital in stable condition. Officials say that Hernandez had a prior deportation, and the immigration aspect of this case is now being handled by the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, or ICE. Hernandez will be back in court next week for a probable cause hearing at Kent County's 63rd District Court. A late-night fire on Sunday, February 23rd on South Division in Grand Rapids is most likely an arson, according to the Grand Rapids Fire and Police Departments. After a GRFD investigation, it has concluded the structure fire at 2301 South Division Avenue was not accidental. While the Grand Rapids Police Department investigates the case, 13 on Your Side's Alexis Dumergine spoke to the business owners who are trying to find answers.
We could have been there. We could have been open.
Gloria Perez owns Firme Estilo on South Division Avenue. She says she's grateful none was hurt earlier this week when the business is caught on fire. Grand Rapids Police Department is now investigating the fire as a case of arson. Police Chief Winstrom told us that they are closely working with the Grand Rapids Fire Department.
There's a lot more scientific evidence in an arson, and we just don't have that same expertise as the fire marshal, the state police arson team. So we have to rely on them, bring in extra help for all of the chemical tests that have to be going on.
Fire Marshal Bill Smith told us that when it comes to arson, they deal with each situation differently, and they can be difficult to investigate.
Arsonists can be rather creative with the way that they're going to set a fire, and they can be very difficult to discover. So I'm not going to go into details about how those things can occur, but certainly there are people out there who have a mindset for this and can be a little bit devious with their methodology.
Perez is temporarily in a new building with high spirits, but with new details emerging, she is concerned about her safety.
I'm upset, more because of danger to my children, the message that was given by these actions. I'm upset how it's easy for someone to come and destroy a foundation that, a family comes and builds.
Gloria also told us that this fire affected more than just her business and her family.
Like I said, it's a domino effect. It's not just my business. It's everybody that it affected. Even the neighbors, their children seeing this, my kids crying, my 7 and 9-year-old crying, saying, why us? As we seen the business engulfed in fire. That's what upsets me, but that's what gives me strength to build and get back up.
The Grand Rapids Police Department and Chief Winstrom is asking anyone with information about this fire to reach out to either the police department or Silent Observer. Now, the Kentwood Police Department is currently investigating a retail fraud where an officer was partially struck by a vehicle. Around 7 p.m. on February 22nd, Kentwood Police responded to Woodland Mall property for reports of a retail fraud. Officers say they saw 2 suspects exiting the mall with stolen merchandise, and while they attempted to apprehend the suspects as they entered a vehicle, the suspects fled at a high rate of speed and knocked over one of the officers at the scene. There are no life-threatening injuries, and Kentwood police say charges are pending. And finally, in Mecosta County, a driver of a pickup is facing charges after a high-speed chase through multiple counties on US 131. It started just before 1 Tuesday afternoon near Morley in Mecosta County. The chase was called off near Rockford before Walker police spotted the truck and pulled it over at the Leonard Street exit. This is the video we captured on one of our tower cams showing several police cruisers on the scene. The Mecosta County Sheriff tells 13 on Your Side they are not releasing the name of the driver at this time, But the 67-year-old woman from Benzie County was arraigned this week for fleeing and eluding and failing to stop and identify at a car accident. And that's this week's On the Docket. If you would like to see more crime in court coverage, we'll be posting that throughout the week on our website, 13onyourside.com. For now, I'm Cali Lichter, and this has been On the Docket.